The Jaguar XJC. The short-lived coupe version of Jaguar's famed XJ sedans were built from 1975 through 1977. Production was cancelled largely because Jaguar had the two-door XJS finished and sales were beginning to pick up. And because the XJS was simply a better vehicle, and Jaguar never really resolved the wind noise and water intrusion issues that plagued the XJC, the coupe was dropped. I've restored a bunch of cars over the years, including several XJCs. The bigger projects are always made easier by having a parts car or three laying around. The blue XJ6C on the screen now has relied on no less than 6 parts cars that I can remember over the past 15 years. An XJ12 donating its 331 limited slip rear suspension. Another, late production XJ6 gave up its recently rebuilt fuel-injected engine. And another, its factory rebuilt transmission. This wrecked 1987 Vandenplas, its complete interior, and at least 2 coupes have donated many of their pieces. The second parts coupe is a focus of this video. Once I robbed all the parts from it that I needed comes the question, what do you do with all the donor cars, especially when they have more to give? Well, you sell them to people halfway around the globe. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about taking an opportunity to deliver this car 2,500 miles away to a port in Los Angeles, where it will continue by container to Taiwan to live out the rest of its life and making a family summer road trip out of the journey. So enjoy the remainder of this video and see what I did with a couple weeks away from all the cars. As part of my agreement to deliver this vehicle to the customer, he requested that the suspension, engine, and interior be largely removed from the vehicle. I was happy to accommodate this for him and delivered it basically sitting on a wooden cart.
Every piece that I see him take out of this, I have to check.
One of our first stops was in Little Rock, Arkansas, where we had lunch at the All Aboard American Cafe and Grill. This is where you place your order and your food is brought to you via model train that runs around the top of the restaurant, and your food is lowered down to you. Our AC unit was giving us a little bit of trouble, but we had enough tools on board to be able to fix it, and we had no more problems with it out of the rest of the trip. Leaving Oklahoma City, headed for Texas on July 3rd. Lots of American flags flying everywhere, not a whole lot of traffic. If you're not from the US, the American Midwest is huge. It's just unbelievably big and flat. There's not a whole lot of cities, not a lot of towns, not a whole lot of population. One of the few stops that we made was Shamrock, Texas, where Route 66 is still very much a thing. This neat little gas station has been preserved, and at night everything's lit up in green neon. It's quite pretty. Here we're visiting the Cadillacs in Amarillo, Texas. These cars have been painted and painted and painted over the years, at a point where they are substantially heavier. You can see in a few of the pictures where the paint has actually peeled off the roof of the cars and is laying on the ground. In Santa Fe, we visited Meow Wolf, which is an interactive art exhibit where you are free to climb and crawl and play with absolutely everything. It is an absolutely fascinating experience, and I would highly recommend that you check it out if you're ever in the Santa Fe area. Meow Wolf does have a few other locations, I think Los Angeles and Denver, a couple other spots. The exhibits are made by artists. I believe in this case there were about 90 artists that had put this place together. So every room is different. There is a cohesive story to be told throughout the entire exploration of their facility. As Santa Fe sits at a fairly high altitude, I think it's about 7,000 feet, got to enjoy some beautiful sunset. Also hit a whopping 81 miles an hour in our van. Bloomfield, New Mexico saw us have a blowout on the trailer. We were lucky enough on July 4th, a Saturday this year, that we were able to reach Mario's Tires, and they were kind enough to give me a whole set of new tires for the trailer and send us on our way. She advised that the roads would be very rough as we continue to head west, and she was not joking. A friend of mine advised that we should see Shiprock, which is located in the New Mexico desert. It's actually a pretty impressive piece of volcanic history. Leaving Shiprock, we stumbled across a local festivity that celebrating veterans on July 4th. We had ourselves some fry bread for lunch. And here's my son enjoying Four Corners, where New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah all share a common point on their borders. I never realized quite how high the Grand Canyon actually sits in elevation, at almost 7,500 feet there. If you've never been to the Grand Canyon, go at least once. It is one heck of a sight. It is unbelievably massive. It is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Do watch your step around the Grand Canyon. This guy is easily the size of my palm. Well, we were on the south rim of the Grand Canyon. One of the things to do is this observation tower that was built in the 1930s, I think. Inside of it has been decorated, as you can see here. My son and I climbed all the way up to the top. It has some very commanding views of the surrounding areas. As we headed back west along the Grand Canyon, I was kind of surprised at how dense the woods are, leading right up to the edge of the cliffs, and you can see the canyon poking between all the trees. I am not a huge fan of the heat in the southeast and the humidity. The heat in the southwest is a whole new level of hot, although what they say about it being a dry heat, kinda true. Step into the shade and it does cool down a good 20 degrees. And here we're making a quick stop at the Hoover Dam, which is at some historically low water levels. The Hoover Dam is enormous. It's a very cool piece of Art Deco infrastructure.
Fall cancer.
Me too. Fall cancer?
No, that's just testicular.
We purposely planned our trip to enter Las Vegas in the evening after the sun had set. While we didn't get out and do anything, we just simply rolled down the strip, and I told the kids to each pick a window, point your cameras out, and enjoy the light show. Here are some views from their devices. We have arrived in LA. It's time to drop off the coupe with the shippers, where it will get put into a container and continue on its way to Taiwan. He said they ship something like 30 or 40 cars a week. Now that we were unloaded, we decided to head down to Long Beach and visit the Queen Mary, which is permanently docked. At some point between us pulling in and us parking, someone ran over the fire hydrant in front of the Queen Mary. So here's a quick show of the new fountain that they had installed just for us. The fire crew looked like they were really struggling under the water to be able to get the valve to shut off. But during our couple hours at the Queen Mary, they were able to get it capped and then bring in the replacement fire hydrant. They had started installing it before we left. I found these scale models of the Queen Mary. I think they had the Titanic and had one other vessel there. They were maybe the Elizabeth. But I found these models just fascinating. The level of detail was out of this world. And of course, if I'm on board the Queen Mary, it's fish and chips for lunch. This poster is made entirely from Legos. Off to the side of the Queen Mary, they have a tank where you can look at the propellers sitting in the water. There's also this 20-foot something long model of the Queen Mary made completely out of Legos. We had an unexpected guest that joined us for the evening.
Ow.
While we had planned on spending more time in the city of Los Angeles, we quickly realized with the van and the trailer that getting parking and maneuvering was going to be a nightmare. So we changed our plans and opted to do a trip from Malibu Beach to Zuma Beach and down to Malibu.
What are you doing, buddy? Uh-oh. Holy cow.
I think the tide is coming in. I do believe the tide is coming in.
Yeah. Oh, God. It is. Oh, my God. It is my rock. It's literally my rock. Oh, my God. Oh, Dad. I get up. I can't get up. I got up. Oh, my God. That's a wave.
What happened here, Isaiah?
I got hair in my mouth. Did you get it out?
No, that's not what happened.
Basically, I got decapitated, and I'm still alive.
How's the wind?
It's actually kind of cool.
Go ahead. leaving Los Angeles and headed back out into the deserts, we stopped by Joshua Tree National Park and a little spot called the Noah Purify Art Exhibit, something to that effect. It's basically folk art. Since there's not much weather in the desert to speak of, things tend to change pretty slowly. For miles along this railroad track, people have been writing their names using stones and sticks and whatever else is available. You can see the names on the embankment leading up to the tracks. Again, one of the very few things to do in the middle of the desert is visit this abandoned gas station where people have been chucking their shoes up into the what's left of the roof there for years and years and years. This is also where we hit our high temp for the trip at a whopping 115 degrees. Somewhere outside of Quartzsite, Arizona, we had a rock or a bird or something hit the windshield. I didn't see it, but it did leave one heck of a crater in the glass. Our closest appointment? Lubbock, Texas. As a general rule, when we do these family trips, we try to eat with local restaurants or food trucks on the side of the road, experience something that's unique to the area instead of a chain restaurant that you can get anywhere within the country. One of the few exceptions on this trip is we decided to go to Sedona, Arizona to visit the only McDonald's in the world that does not have yellow arches. Sedona has the teal arches. While we're out in the middle of the desert, we also visited the Meteor Crater, which is one of the largest and best preserved craters on Earth. We stayed just outside of Albuquerque in Cedar Crest, I believe is where it was, at the Turquoise Trails RV park. It's very green in this part of New Mexico. Just to stress how big and flat the American Southwest is. You can watch an entire train go by you on the side of the road while you're driving. These next few clips are pretty typical of what the view was while we were going from New Mexico and into western Texas. Lots of oil, a lot of cattle, small towns that last 3 or 4 miles, power line. Finally made it to Lubbock, where we got our new windshield. And it didn't take 10 minutes for us to get our first bug splat. The synchronized red flashing lights are showing off how many wind turbines are out in the distance. While we had some stops planned in Dallas and Fort Worth, we decided to cancel them as the children were absolutely exhausted from our 10 days on the road. So we decided to skip Dallas. I drove straight through to Longview, Texas, where we stayed the night. The following morning, near Shreveport, Louisiana, I was greeted by the sight of a sky full of hot air balloons. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.